Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Gamers podcast. Can't teach an old gamer new tricks. I'm Ryan, and I got the gang with me today. We got Rob.
Folks.
Damon.
How's it going?
And Brent.
Howdy, people.
And this is episode 40. I like those even numbers. I like to see them climb.
That's about 39 more than we figured we were going to do when we started this, so kind of a big... kind of a big deal. Pretty exciting.
It truly is.
And we're all at least pushing 40, not to, bare minimum.
Oh, yeah, at the bare minimum, yeah.
Well, we just a little housekeeping. We did our live draw of the contest today there. Rob did the live draw. And we gave away a $50 Amazon gift card. And we're happy with all the comments we got. We'll definitely be doing something like that again in the future. That went well, Rob? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy?
Nothing's ever easy when we're trying to figure out streaming or any new technology, but we got it out there. People could hear me, and I didn't completely butcher the gentleman's name there, but he was very nice about it. So,
excellent.
Thanks again to everyone who left a comment, and for everyone who's likes and follows the page. We appreciate all of you.
Awesome.
Except Steve. Screw that guy. Sorry, there actually is a Steve. Sorry. Just kidding, buddy.
So, also, this is a good time to drop that we have our Gmail, which is makeusgrumpy@gmail.com. Send us an email. Let us know if you what other sort of draws you'd like to see us do. We got the participation. We'll do them. I'm thinking our next draw is going to be a retro game. Then there's a lot of talk from people wanting to see retro stuff in the comments there. So
yeah,
I'll see what I can dig out of my tickle trunk. And
oh man.
And it'll be a retro game, I promise.
Over the hedge for the Nintendo DS.
Yeah. Not just one, not just two, not just three, but 4 copies.
Yep.
All right, let's move on into the news. Want to talk about the Switch ports. A lot of big names have popped up in the past couple weeks. There was the Borderland collection, the BioShock collection, the XCOM collection, Bethesda. There, they just or not Bethesda. Oh my God.
Oh, 2K.
Yeah, 2K Studios just released all 3 of them at the same time there, and so, to the most part, to some pretty good reviews. Like, they were, they were last gen games, but they polish up really nice on the Switch. And but then they've tried porting Outer Worlds, and I'd read a bunch of stuff, but I actually watched some video, and yeah, it's a pretty janky port. Like, I think if that's the first time you'd ever experienced that game, it would be pretty disappointing. It's just, it already had that kind of cel-shaded look to it, but they really went hard on that. It looks really cartoony, and it's just, it runs at 30 frames per second, but holy, like, it's stuttery and jumping around, and
yeah, and a lot of the pictures take forever to pop in. Like, they have some videos where the guy will be walking towards a sign for the city, and you can't read it till he's like touching it because the texture's still loading in.
Yeah, the draw distance is it is pretty bad. Pretty basic until you get close to it. But I'm glad they're trying this stuff. Not everyone can be a knockout of the park, but
it's turned out the Switch has actually been a really capable port machine, I've found anyways. The biggest, it's not on this list, but Doom was really an eye-opener for me. And that was to me the first big port that they had pushed onto the Switch of a new like next gen game, and it's the panic button. They've really knocked that out of the park with their ports too. So but yeah, I love the Switch as a port machine. If you had told me I was able to play these games handheld, like 10 years ago, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds fantastic. Please give me that machine.
No doubt, hey. Like, it's just the whole portability of it, right? Like, I mean, that's always what it boils down to me. Like, do I want to play this game, 20 minutes every night before bed, or, because I missed it on my PS3 or 360? So.
Yeah, I've been pretty impressed. Like, I've been playing The Witcher 3 on the Switch, and honestly, really, really impressed with it. I'll talk about that later during the games, but they did an excellent job. And I got to say, for a portability machine, I have just been like, okay, get in. Like 5 hours later, it's like, oh, my battery's dead. Because it's just so much fun to play on the Switch. So it's like...
Awesome. Okay. Well, moving on here. Destiny 2 may never get another official sequel, they announced this week. Looks like they might be taking the MMO approach, where they just kind of release constant expansions from now on to Destiny 2.
Yeah, I was kind of thrown off by that because, there was talks like a year or two ago about Destiny 3 and how when they split from Activision, right?
Right.
So, yeah, when they split from Activision, how there was going to be for sure Destiny 3, and they were going to do their own thing, and they were going to make Destiny what, they always wanted it to be. And then that just kind of fizzled. I mean, being on their own, though, I see this as being a very smart business move for them to build on an existing product that people already love and that they have. And, just keep expanding on it as long as they keep it fresh. I don't think it'll be a huge issue.
Well, there's also not a monthly subscription to it. So I was going to use WoW as a World of Warcraft there as an example, but you still pay the monthly subscription to that. And I mean, the content and the upgrades that have happened to that game are, if you look at it from 10 years ago to now, it's insane.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I just thought that was a little bit of interest in news. Warner Brothers Gaming is up for sale, which all the big names seem to be showing a little bit of interest in that. I like Damon's comment there. I hope that EA doesn't doesn't end up snatching them up.
That was Brett.
Oh, was that you, Brett?
Oh yeah, that was me.
That was Brett. Yeah.
Oh, because they can't ruin Batman. They just can't.
Or they could.
They sure can. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Don't tell them what they can and can't do.
Yeah. Because then they'll be like, oh, there's this one guy who said that we can't do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, they're rumoring that Activision Blizzard might be getting in there too. Speaking of companies that can ruin things.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I'd forgotten just how many big games they had and that Warner Brothers had in there, like the whole Batman series, Mortal Kombat because they own NetherRealm.
Ooh.
The whole Lego series because it's T Games, and a Fifth Cell, which did Scribblenauts, I guess.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, Mortal Kombat, another slightly well-known IP.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I mean, they'd be getting some good, I wonder if all those IPs come with they must, right? Yeah,
they're saying it will, yeah. And I was also surprised who the parent company was of Warner Brothers Gaming Division there.
Oh.
That'd be AT&T.
Yeah.
Really?
And that's why they're selling it.
They Warner Brothers Studios, but it's
yeah, they must have sold it to them at some point, right? But I guess AT&T owes about it has a huge debt that they're valuing at about $200 billion.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Aren't they a cellular phone company?
Yeah, they do. I don't know. Maybe they bought a third world country at some point that they need to pay off. Or
yeah, I thought cellular phone companies just printed money.
Yeah, 200 billion in debt. What can we do? I know, sell Mortal Kombat.
What are we going to do? We owe the Colombians.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Absolutely, yeah.
See where they end up landing.
Yeah, it could be a game changer for sure.
So, also this week, it works out that we're doing our monthly call with everybody, but PS4 had their big event, and we're going to talk about that more towards the end of the show here. But the new Paper Mario trailer also released on the same day, and it definitely got lost in the shuffle. Oh man. But I checked it out, and from the gameplay, I'm pretty interested in trying this game out. Looks pretty awesome.
Sure.
Yeah.
You guys
I think
play
go ahead, Rob.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to ask if anyone actually played too many of the. I'm assuming you did, Ryan, but anyone else play the previous ones, like the prequels there? Or?
I think I played the very first one.
Right, like sure, and that's about where I was too.
I think I may have rented it back in the day. Is that around that era? Game rentals? Is that then?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I think I remember that.
Yeah, the last one the first one I really played was the one on the Wii.
Oh.
That was the first one I really played, and then I tried the one on the 3DS, and I did not like it at all. So I'd like to say I'll wait for a sale to try this game, but it's a Nintendo property, so it'll never go on sale.
Nope,
not for another 3 or 4 years when it becomes a gold game or whatever, player's choice or whatever they call them.
Oh, exactly. I have spent more money on the Switch in the last 2 months than I have on anything else in years. Oh, God.
Yep.
It's addictive, right?
Oh, my God, is it ever. And, again, with the game ports and some other excellent games, which I won't talk about now. But, I've been impressed. You guys enabled me.
So, Friday this week is a big day in gaming. Last of Us 2 finally comes out. And the early reviews are in, and
oh man, it's really getting ripped, eh? It's horrible.
Yeah. People they're saying just don't even try this game. Yeah. No.
Maybe when it comes out of the bin at Walmart. And I was just like, oh, ouch.
Yeah, they're extremely positive, which is
Metacritic right now is averaging 96, so that's pretty good.
There is, like with anything in gaming, that's big and explosive. There's always a touch of controversy, and there has been with that one as well. I don't know if you've heard about the review embargo and how they're only actually allowed to review the first half of the game. They're not allowed to speak to anything on the second half of the game. So all the reviews that you're seeing, actually, they can't say anything about the second half of the game.
Interesting.
And I have heard some people say that is where the wheels come off a little bit. But the review embargo is flat out stated that you can't. There's only, for footage that they can show, there's only 3 scenes or 3 particular gameplay parts in the second half that they can actually show as per the embargo.
Okay.
Yeah, and there are some people that it's not sitting too well with. So I don't know if that's one thing or another, but maybe just hold on a little longer until that embargo lifts, and we'll see if people's thoughts are a little different. So,
that's a very good reasoning, Damon, actually.
Yeah.
I actually hadn't heard that. I thought this was based on the entire game. So that's good to know. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to play it.
Exactly.
It's supposed to be absolutely like, if the first one was dark, this is like their whole block being turned off. Like it's supposed to be absolute. Like, was it Jeff Canado? Jeff Canado was saying that it hurt to play. It was really well done, but it's like it just emotionally beat you up the entire time. So like even more so than the first one. So.
Oh man.
Yeah. Good luck, Ryan. I'm. or whoever else plays it. I just assume Ryan's got his pre-order copy, but
just waiting for it to download Thursday night at midnight there.
Oh, there you go. There you
Nice.
go.
Well done. Yeah.
Yeah. You other guys gonna try it, or?
I will, probably when it goes on sale. Unless Ryan says it's really good, though. Then I'll go and buy it.
Then you'll buy it the day after, yeah. What about you, Damon?
No, actually, I haven't played the first one. So I'm, maybe I can play them back to back one day. But no, I'm good. Good for now. Yeah.
That would be an interesting experience.
Yeah. I bet.
Considering the way the first one was, just wow.
So, good thing that we pushed this out today. We're recording on the Monday night here. We can actually talk about the Star Wars Squadron trailer.
I was just going to mention.
Which came out today. And, wowza.
I have a perma-smile I've had since I watched it. It looks so good. I know it's all CG. That's how basically the whole thing, they're just showing trailer and thing like that. But it's been so long since we've had a good one, and it looks so good, and Wedge is in there, and it's just made me all giggly.
So yeah, time-wise, this happens during or in and around Return of the Jedi, so it's not too far, like into this current universe.
Yeah.
I looked up the studio, and they were one of the collaborative studios who did the Star Wars Battlefront 2. Which,
I have a thing, though. So
yeah.
It seemed unusual to me that... So, have you played Battlefront 2? Did you like Battlefront 2?
Yeah, I only played the single-player story.
And did you like the space battles?
I remember liking them.
Yeah. But they were made by Criterion. The people that made that racing game. Burnout.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
And so they were the ones that did all the space battles for Battlefront 2. And I just found it unusual that they used a different group, because I loved those space battles. They were some of the best parts of the game to me. And I just thought it was weird how let's utilize another studio that we have. I'm still excited as all hell, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I thought it was just aces in their places. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So who's doing this one then?
They're called Motive Studios.
Okay.
Which absorbed BioWare Montreal. I found out when I was just doing a little reading here.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but that's interesting, Damon. I mean, I had heard that like people wanted more, or I didn't play any of the online verses. Like, could you just choose space battles and just do that the entire time? Or
I haven't played a ton of it either. I'm right there with you. I played a ton of the single player, and that was my favorite part as well, was the space battles. So
okay.
Yeah.
Actually, when the dreaded one came out a few years back, I was at an Xbox event for the One X, and actually got to play it live against other people in the event, and it was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. This one's gonna have 5-on-5, right? That's what they're saying for. Oh, it's cool.
And it's also going to be in VR on PC and PSVR.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty awesome.
Battlefront 1 there has a VR mission, a space battle VR mission, and it's probably my favorite 15 minutes of gameplay on the PlayStation. I mean, it's like 80% nostalgia, 20% gameplay, but it's solid.
Sweet.
Definitely solid.
I only have 2 words. TIE Fighter.
Oh, yeah.
So that's all I need.
The original PC TIE Fighter, man, I played that so much.
Oh my god, I know.
And like X-Wing,
yeah.
Me and my buddy used to play X-Wing, and one guy would be the pilot and one would be the R2 unit doing all the stuff on the keyboard.
Oh, nice. Nice.
That's wild.
Did anyone try Rogue Squadron on the N64?
Oh, yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, you had to go buy that little upgrade so that you could open the front hatch and upgrade.
Yeah, one of the games that needed the RAM expansion. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up.
No,
the GameCube one is supposed to be. It's still supposed to look pretty solid. Yeah, it's actually one of the hardest GameCube games to emulate as well, because it was pushing the GameCube right to the limit there.
Oh, it did. I played it often.
Yeah. I just remember with the XWing versus TIE Fighter, like the last PC game there, I used to play with my buddy all the time there, and that's why I made the comment about the Y-Wing, because I used to always take the Y-Wing on the bombing missions, and it was the slowest thing by about twice of anything else on the ship. So you'd fire your torpedo, and then you just aim at the Star Destroyer, because you weren't gonna do anything else, and just try and aim for the bridge. And oh man, just so much fun, that game. Really looking forward to that. I don't think we have to wait too long either, do we? Or what was the date on that?
I think it said October.
Oh,
I think I read October in there.
It's too bad.
But or maybe I was just drinking at the time. I thought I read October somewhere.
Looking, don't see it.
October 2nd. Here we go.
Okay.
And it was for PC and Xbox as well, right? It wasn't just okay.
And it seems like October, November for systems and games is going to be just outrageous.
Absolutely. And the Intellivision.
What?
Am I right?
Oh, funny.
I'm serious. I want it to do well.
Oh yeah,
and I definitely want to see all your reviews, Rob.
Oh yeah, you bet. I will be posting stuff right away on that, unless it really sucks, and then I never bought one. So
these are not the droids you're looking for.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I think that's all the news. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna talk about the PS5 there at a little more towards the end. But Damon, what have you been playing?
I've had a little bit of a variety time, and it's actually I've been abusing the Game Pass a little bit. All these titles I've actually picked up on Game Pass the last few weeks, and
Nice.
first of which was Untitled Goose Game, which is my vote for like best party game of the year. I don't know, anybody can pick up this game and play it, right? It's different, but it's a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game wrapped like a little jerk that is a goose, just running around, causing problems, and it's hilarious. Like I knew the premise before I played it, and I was like, yeah, okay, like it looks pretty cool or whatever. But it's good. I think put a controller in front of somebody with some Goose Game on, and I don't care who they are, but they're gonna play it. And I think everybody should try it at a party. That's my theory. I haven't tested it yet, but I think
it's completely true, Damon. I myself have actually played maybe a half hour of the game, but my sitting with the entire family, like we've seen it finished, right? Like, but
exactly.
And we're just dying laughing, and yeah, it's a good time. It's definitely a good like group, like people watching. Yeah,
that's
definitely.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Anyone else played Untitled Goose Game?
Oh yeah, I had it in my top 5 of last year. I think it was number 2 or 3, and Ryan's bang on with the. I played it, but my whole family would be watching and make the goose do this and kick the soccer ball and chase the kid with the glasses, and just a really well-made game. Really good.
It is really good.
Yeah.
Lots of calling out of suggestions. We'll try this or try that. Did you try this? Yep. Yeah, it's really good.
That actually sounds like it could be as much fun as Goat Simulator.
So I tried Goat Simulator, and something about it, I don't know. It's which is also on Game Pass, and it's maybe I think Goose Game is a cut above, in my opinion.
I just enjoy headbutting people.
It's a lot more structured, right? Like there's I don't know. I tried a Goat Simulator, and I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing, or I don't know. I played about 45 minutes of it, and I was like, okay, I think I'm good. I think I get it.
Goat on the trampoline. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, I played some Ace Combat 7, and this has made me realize how badly I would like a PlayStation VR, because they have this in PlayStation VR, and it's an experience just on like a big screen TV. I could only imagine what it would be like in VR. And it made me realize there's not a lot of like jet combat games. I haven't played one in a long time. It kind of reminded me when I used to play the original Top Gun on the Nintendo Entertainment System back in the day. Not necessarily because they're comparable, but because of how frustratingly hard it can be. But this one is a lot more rewarding. It really makes you think about missions and everything else that's happening. And the combat is fantastic. The controls are tight. You got to unlock new ships, and it's wrapped in like this really interesting kind of like Bandai Namco presentation. It's just like just a touch of weird and with really bad voice acting in English. But you can use subtitles. If you can have the Japanese voices and use subtitles, which I've chosen to do. But yeah, it's a good one. I don't know if anyone's played it, but it's.
So is it more simulator or more arcade, or like a mix between the two?
It's a mix between the two. Okay. Yeah.
I've had it in my cart so many times because a friend of mine told me like the VR experience was unreal, and I've definitely looked at it, but I'm like, I don't want something too simulatory. Like I'd like something a little more arcadey, I think.
It's definitely more arcadey. Yeah, like on that. And there's different control schemes. There's like a basic control scheme and an expert control scheme. Whereas like if you really want to control the pitch and roll of your plane, you can do that too. Or if you've played too much Star Fox and you have that muscle memory, you can throw it on easy. They'll just,
awesome.
Just like the R-Wing. It's all good.
Nice.
But yeah, it's on Game Pass, but it might move VR for me. Like I think if I had a PlayStation VR, that would be the first thing that I tried.
Nice.
Would be Ace Combat. Yeah.
I think those would be crazy in VR. I've always loved those kind of semi-arcadey combat games. I actually found one on the Switch too. I've got it on my wish list, and I think it was a port of from one like 10 plus years ago, the Battle for Britain.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for the info, Damon. I absolutely love those kind of games, and VR would be sick.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've been digging it. And the last one I haven't played enough of to give my full thoughts, but we've been playing some Sea of Thieves around the household here. Just a little bit. We were just looking for some games that were on Game Pass that I could play with my fiance, and Sea of Thieves was one of them. It was on PC Game Pass and console Game Pass. It has crossplay, 2 games for the price of one, or the price of none, I guess, because it's Game Pass. And it's interesting. I really want to peel off more layers on that one. It's sometimes I find myself just staring at the amazing work that Rare has done on the water, because the water looks fantastic. The best water physics I've seen in the game in a long time. But it's good. The sailing is fantastic. It's and there's a good meta game that's involved in there. For instance, I didn't really know exactly what I'm doing because there's not a ton of hand holding if you don't do the maiden voyage, which I skipped for whatever reason. And I found myself sneaking onto somebody's ship and lighting a banana on fire, and then the ship eventually on fire.
Oh God, that's awesome.
Yeah. So they have like a place where you can cook food, and I thought it would be funny. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I put this banana on, and I started cooking the banana, and I left, and nobody knew on that ship that there was a banana there, and it caught on fire. And the ship caught on, but they put it out. But I still thought it was funny.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Yeah,
I think if the game had, I know it's supposed to be open worldish kind of thing, but if it had a little bit more structure in places, and they've been putting in online components to keep people from getting ganked and a lot of other things, but I think a little bit more tweaking, and it could be a really damn good game. Like, I played it back when it first came out and absolutely loved it. Like, just sailing the ship was like fantastic. Like, I actually ended up having a ship battle with someone. I was running one of the tiny ships by myself, and they were in a bigger one, and they were chasing me down and thought they were going to kill me, and I turned around and ran them and sunk them. And it was a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's one of those sandbox experiences where it's like, I think everyone's had that moment when they're playing Grand Theft Auto and you just want to go and make your own fun. It's like that, but you're a pirate, and that's kind of, I don't know how much longevity it has within that context, but we're gonna play it a little bit more. And if not, No Man's Sky is on Game Pass now. And that's another one.
What's this game you're talking about?
Don't get him started on No Man's Sky. I'm gonna be here all day. So, like Grand Theft Auto, I guess Sea of Thieves also features the booty.
It does. There's booty. There's
booty. In
there's
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. There's no hot coffee though, from what I found.
Oh, right. Oh, that video is gonna be stuck in my head for a while.
Oh. Well, there's booty, except you got to fight the bones for it.
There you go. There you go.
The skeleton battles are fun, though.
Well, yeah, I put a little time into it. I tried it out on Game Pass there, did the tutorial level, and I don't know. I was like, yeah. But we've been talking about doing a 4-player night. Maybe this is a game the 4 of us could hop in and.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now that would be interesting.
Brent, or sorry, Damon, is that?
Nope,
that's
that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Brent, what have you been playing?
I have been pretty much stuck on the Switch, even though I did get into No Man's Sky, and I know we won't get Ryan going, but I was impressed. I was deeply impressed by the game. It seems like, just like space exploration game, but deep at its heart, it is a survival game, except, set in an open world galaxy. And it reminded me heavily of those like old school survival games where you have to craft food, you need to build a shelter, and so, it's kind of open-ended, but I'll leave it at saying I was very interested and I'm going to play more. The big things I've been playing, it's like, woohoo, have been Witcher 3 on the Switch. And I gotta say, from what I've heard of all the ports and what I played of some of the ports, the game plays really, really damn well. I mean, I've never seen any frame rate drops, never any jagginess, never any twitchiness. The combat comes off as smooth as the console games. I mean, the graphics aren't, high end, but they still look really damn good. It reminded me of like playing stuff on the PSP, where you go from like a Game Boy or a DS to the polygons on the PSP, and you're just sitting there going, damn. It was kind of like that for me. And I actually found that with the controls on the Switch, combat was a lot easier, and I think maybe because they were spaced a little more closely together than on a regular, controller. But yeah, spot on for, the console games, and it's been a really, really great experience. And the map is a decent size. You don't miss things on the map points. Even the text wasn't hard to read. So far it's been really, really enjoyable. And I mean, it's the whole Witcher experience in your pocket. And I've been deeply impressed.
Yeah, I've definitely heard it's the port to beat.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can see that.
Did it include the deal? Oh, sorry, Ryan.
No, I was just gonna say, like, many people are like, "What sort of voodoo is this that's enabled you to put this game on there?"
It's witchery.
Did it include all the DLC there as well?
Oh yeah, it's got all the DLC. It's literally the complete game, all the expansions. And I got a physical copy of it, and it came with a leaflet book and some artwork little artwork book, and a map.
That's CD Projekt Red for you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And to stuff all that stuff in a little tiny Nintendo box, it was just like the whole complete package of buying the physical media and playing the game. It lent a whole new depth to The Witcher, because I played it about a quarter of the way through on PlayStation, and I was impressed, and then and that was actually when my PlayStation died, like last year, so I never got to finish playing it. So I'm definitely enjoying the experience just as much, if not a little bit more, because playing it on the Switch seems a little more intimate.
Well, exactly. If you can, any game you can play while pooping in the bathroom, definitely adds adds a level of intimacy.
I shall cast a water spell.
What else have you been playing there, Brent?
That and okay, I want to talk about prisons. I downloaded last night
the part of Brent that we hadn't heard about.
Yeah. I will do a Ryan. I'm from the streets.
Yeah.
I downloaded Prison Architect last night. I've seen it around a lot and just been kind of like, not really my thing. And, it's hard to resist a sale. And it was incredibly cheap. And I checked some more reviews before I got it and started playing it last night. And ended up playing it for a good 4 hours and even snuck in a bit of time this evening. It's a heavy sim game. It's very deep, very complex. Just like playing, like Railway Empire or any kind of sim game like that has that deep levels of complexity to, running an infrastructure or an ecosystem. And I've been impressed. And it's got little snippets of story kind of, done in a kind of cool artwork style. And that kind of lend the tutorial. I don't know if those are actually in the game. I'm playing the stories, which are basically all the tutorials that come before, starting your own prison. And they seem pretty interesting and kind of intense, and it's a bit of a learning curve. And it's dealt with some serious themes, like how to build an execution chamber in the first story. And but honestly, as a sim game and the little bits of story that they put in and the artwork style and the complexity of it, kind of hooked. I've always liked simulation games, and this doesn't seem like it would be much, or it would be kind of corny, but it's really not. It's got a lot of depth to it. And again, with the depths comes a bit of a learning curve. Definitely like the artwork, all the prisoners, guards, and the construction people kind of look a bit like Cartman without arms and legs, and with all different art styles. And they kind of wobble around while they're doing stuff. But the game is deep. Going from electricity and water lines to building areas and then having to designate what the areas are, and then getting the construction workers to do things. Keeping everybody in the prison, happy, fed. Keeping the guards in proper place and an organization to keep riots down. Somebody got shanked while I was playing one of the tutorial things, and then I had to figure out who did it and rearrange all the guards to keep a riot from happening. So it is a pretty intense simulation game, and it's worth the $6. I cannot.
I've man, I've definitely I've looked at it many times, and I'm like, this actually looks like it'd be pretty cool. So on your recommendation, next time I see it on sale, I might have to pick her up.
Oh yeah, well, it's on sale now. I'm just joking. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get it, because it was on sale, and I read a few. Like I said, it was kind of meh, and I read a few more reviews before buying it last night. But well worth the money. It looks like it's probably at least 100+ hours of gameplay, and on top of that, building different prisons, different scenarios. I could see there being a lot of depth of gameplay for the small price.
Awesome.
So definitely recommend.
Okay. Well, I'll hop in here with what I've been playing if you're all done there, Brent.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So I fired up Overwatch on the Switch. I just wanted to try it out, and I've been seriously bitten by the Overwatch bug again. It runs great in portable mode. Um, you can definitely see where they toned down a lot of the graphics. They seem like, I mean, the game's already cartoony, but it looks a little more cartoony. But um, I haven't seen any stutter or slowdown or anything. And yeah, I've been having a blast. Like, it's such a well balanced, like, fun game, and it's fun to be starting out again at the bottom because your account doesn't carry over from. I was playing it on PC before, so yeah. Overwatch on Switch. If you
I have a question for you on that one.
yeah,
So you're a Splatoon player, and I've heard the Overwatch has motion controls as well. So
right.
I don't know. Have you adopted your Splatoon style of motion controls into your Switch playing? No?
No, because the problem is, and I'm probably gonna move this over to Splatoon 2. Like, I really like using the motion controls in Splatoon 2, but I think I'm gonna turn them off because then, because I can't, you can't play it in bed with the motion controls on,
Well, you
right?
could,
Like
but
you
it would
could,
just
like
be
you gotta,
whack,
you,
whack.
you have to be holding it like above your head and like looking up and like it just it doesn't work. So I turned off the motion controls. I tried them out and they worked great. Not I I didn't like the game's too fast paced for them though.
Okay.
Like I know Splatoon 2 can get pretty fast paced, but this is like it's still a step above it. Like,
Cool.
and
very nice.
but I'm gonna turn off. I'm gonna try that on Splatoon 2. I'm gonna turn off the motion controls and then maybe I can play it at bedtime. But it's like these stupid little like hurdles you put in front of yourself, right? You're like,
Right.
because I've tried it before. I'm like, I can't play this laying down. I'm not gonna play it. No, don't turn the motion controls off.
It's like trying to play Wii tennis in bed.
Yeah.
And yes, I actually have tried that.
Awesome. So, but for another port, another great port that's come to the Switch. Yeah, Overwatch. I'm super impressed. I haven't tried it docked. Probably won't, because I'm having fun playing it just like that.
Cool.
Next up, I got my platinum trophy in No Man's Sky. I saw that I'd hit the 220-hour mark in the game, and I was like, you know what? I gotta be close. And I kind of was. I'm not gonna go into too much of the game because I bore everybody every week about this bloody game. But you basically gotta go and scan a bunch of animals, and the whole scanning system is a little flaky if you don't know how to work it. And so I wasted a bunch of time. I probably wasted an hour, 2 hours. And then I got it figured out, and then it took me another 6 or 7 hours to finally get my platinum, but I got it. So that's the first platinum I've actually achieved on PlayStation. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah. So it only took me over 220 hours, Brent. So
you too can get a platinum in.
Yeah, you too can get the platinum. If you were, yeah, I'll talk to you offline about it if you're interested in a much easier way to get it than I did. So
I might indeed be.
Also, my new PC arrived, and I've been busy, as you saw. I missed last week on my renovation project, but I did get to put in a couple hours on Control, which is the first game I fired up, and yeah, wow, that game is so cool. Like, I don't even know how, like, I'm taking all the time. I'm exploring everywhere. I'm reading everything I'm picking up. Like, it's so engrossing, the story and the world they're creating in this game that man, oh man, like I can't wait to play more of it. But initially, big thumbs up.
Very nice. Yeah, that's one of the ones I've been seriously looking forward to.
But that's basically all I've really had time for in the last 2 weeks. Are those two, or those 3 games? Whenever I got a free moment, I was playing that stuff. Rob, why don't you
hey guy,
bring us home here and tell us what you've been playing?
Well, I've been playing a couple of brand new. Well, to start off, I had to order some new Joy-Cons because my left one was drifting so bad I couldn't even do the menu. Second pair, so I chatted with Ryan a little bit, and I said, I'm not buying another set of regular Joy-Cons. It's a huge waste of time. I don't want to go through a third one at $100. So I picked up the. They're made by Ori, and they were originally for Deuce Machina X, I think it was called, but it's a split Daemon X.
Yeah.
And it turns into this big, beefy. They're absolutely monstrous. It's got a proper D-pad, and so I said, okay, what's a game I should try out with this now that I've got a proper, proper set of Joy-Cons for big boy hands. And so I went back to Enter the Gungeon, which I still haven't beaten. I don't think people do beat that game. I think anyone who has is a liar. But and I don't want to hear if any of you guys have beaten it, so don't tell me if you have. Yeah, yeah. But I forgot just how much fun that game was. Like, it's just so. Like, it's a roguelike. You can do half hour, 45. Like, I think if you get all the way through the game, it's 45 minutes, including the bonus level if you build the gun of time or whatever it is there. And it's plays on everything. Like, there is a Game Pass version, but holding in your Switch and just holding it up like this and wiggling around the room as you're hopping around, it's just seems like the right way to play it. So. No, I have 3 kids. I don't get 5 minutes in the bathroom by myself, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, Enter the Gungeon. And then the other thing, I was bitten by the Nintendo eShop sale, just like everybody else, and picked up Toad's Treasure Tracker for the Switch. This is a fun, relaxing puzzle game that I can play with the play docked and have the kids watch, and I'm not too worried about hookers getting stabbed or
You're not worried about booty.
There's no booty in that game. Yeah. Although Toad's got the booty. Like, and it's it's just a great game. Like, I think I paid $25 for it or something like that, and it's not a really long game, but you just have a lot of fun. There's a lot of replay value for going back and getting all the stuff, and
nice,
really well done.
So I played that on the Wii U because that's a Wii U port.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it, and I actually picked it up on the Switch because they introduced the 2-player component, right?
Yes.
Did you get to try any of that out?
No, I didn't. I saw it's there, and I saw I can go through all the levels with like that, but haven't tried it yet. Is it 2-player online?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe it is, right? Maybe. And the Switch has Labo VR support, which is the most important part of the whole game. So.
For that game?
Yep, sure does.
Oh,
wow.
I don't know if they added it later, but it's there. Oh. I haven't tried it because I don't know if anyone's tried the Labo VR. It's bad. Like, it's shooting at about 20 frames a second. Makes you instantly sick.
Oh no!
But it's there, and it's in essentially a big Google Cardboard, so you have to kind of hold it to your head as you're playing anyway. So
it's the Virtual Boy all over again.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Exactly.
I did have one quick question for you guys. I know I saw in the eShop that they had a Super Mario Brothers U. Is that like a port of something off the Wii?
Yeah, off the Wii U, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Oh, actually.
Or is that something else?
No. It was on that game. You know what? That's the 3rd port of that game.
Yeah.
It's that one, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
If you've never played it, you should probably play it. Like, it's good. It's Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, I think. Did I get it? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was one of the ones I'm actually considering buying because it's one of the few that I haven't gotten to play. So.
If you want some excellent like reimagining of just 2D Mario, yeah, it's good stuff. Really
Cool.
good stuff.
Well,
And I think the Switch version has the Luigi U
Yep, sure does.
game in there, which was a expansion / separate game that came out. I don't even.
Yeah, you could buy it separate for sure. It was it's ridiculously hard. Like they turned it up to 11 for there. All the levels are 100 seconds or less, and it's
Yeah.
Luigi already by himself is like hard version of any Super Mario game. So
nice.
If you don't, if you like those floaty physics.
Yep. Yep.
I will definitely have a look at that one then.
Yeah, for some reason I've got that as well. They did sell it as an individual
oh wow.
version of the game there. In the year of Luigi.
Right.
Very awesome. Yeah, it's that, and it's one of the two. It's either that or Luigi's Mansion 3, which I also really, really wanted.
That's a tough one because
I know.
I think it's what you want more of. Do you want more platforming or do you want more like exploration action?
Yeah.
That's
I like the exploration action.
then yeah, Luigi's the one for you.
Awesome.
If that's what you're looking for.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that one because I saw it last night and I was like, huh? And then I tried to look it up online. And they didn't really, what was said about it was a little confusing. So,
yeah.
All right, clarification. Excellent.
So Ryan just enabled another Brent purchase is what we just saw happening there.
Pretty much.
I'm your dealer, man. I'm your dealer.
that Nintendo crack.
That's right. That's right.
Well, is that all you got for us this week, Rob?
Yeah, you betcha.
Okay. Excellent. Then we are going to move on to this week's poll. Put up by Mr. Rob Lego himself. And, or was this last week's? Did you cover this already last week?
Yep, covered that one already. Brent did this one.
Oh,
yeah. You got to scroll down a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Mr. Brent.
I was going to say, wow, we have a poll up already? It was confused me then.
And this one, I think was definitely influenced by the PS5 event. The question was, with the big reveals just around the corner and the next generation of gaming systems on the horizon, what are you looking most forward to? And coming in third place, we have the option, oh, just give me everything, damn it. My future needs will be met by my gaming services no matter what hardware I choose. Fair enough.
Yep.
Coming in second, we have backwards compatibility. I need my old faves running on cool new hardware. And number one was big, shiny, next-gen gaming goodness. Bring it on.
Actually, those top two tied, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised with that.
I'm surprised that backwards compatibility was tied for the last one there. But I guess it really shows how, well, especially our demographic is still has all the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 games, the PSP UMDs, the Vita cartridges. That's just me. All right, yeah.
Yeah. I hear that new slot on the PS5 is going to take all of those.
Yep. The UMD and the Vita cartridge slot.
So you can watch UMD movies through your brand new 4K console.
That's right. They're going to upconvert the. Oh man, that's great.
So, yeah, that's we got some good news coming soon. Next up, we have the Cheap Bag Game Challenge, and from what I heard, I struck out this week.
It was actually a lot of fun. That was
Cosmonauta.
Cosmonauta. It was actually really good. I'm assuming it was that cheap because one single person made it themselves, but
right.
Just a amazing, like a meaty type of soundtrack, and just really tight platform controls, and it was like a chill Super Meat Boy, which is not a phrase that makes a lot of sense now that I say it, but it was really challenging platforming without being as hectic as Meat Boy would be. So,
Nice.
I mean, it was like 5 cents or something too. So,
Yeah.
yeah, really good, absolutely really good. I'd recommend it to people. So,
Oh, sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, I went with the old. I just checked out the pictures, and it didn't have a trailer, so I guess I can't go by that. I can't go by that in the eShop anymore.
Yeah,
I would also like.
Never judge a book by not having a cover.
Right, but you
Yeah.
see, Outer Worlds does not have a trailer in the eShop.
Yes, I noticed that.
Oh.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, I want to see what this looks like. Oh,
You would
there's
think
just
it would.
pictures.
Maybe it is there, but you have to wait 3 minutes for it to load in. That's the.
Oh, what I thought was a still was actually the video loading. Okay. I scrolled through it pretty quickly. That could definitely be the
There you
problem.
go. There you go.
That would account for the jagginess.
Yep. So for your cheap bad game challenge, I'm actually going to have to get back to you on it because I just was looking. The sale that made it under $1 is gone now. So I must have just did. So I got to find something else for you here that's $1.
Oh, is
So,
it around or is it still pretty
no,
cheap?
it's $5 regular.
Okay.
That's not even close to being cheap. It's a shame because it really looked awful. But I'll message you afterwards with the the show there. So.
Perfect.
Nice.
Well,
yeah.
I guess it's
time.
Oh, there was one question, Damon. Did you end up getting a capture card?
I've ordered the AverMedia, the Toblerone. I ordered the Toblerone.
Oh, the Gamer 3 or whatever it's called.
Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll have to get you on some of these bad game challenges if you're interested.
I'm down. Yeah.
There you go.
Excellent. Well, I guess now's the main event.
Was there other news? I don't recall anything else happening.
Last Thursday, that was Thursday, right? Last week was kind of a blur to me.
I hear you.
PS5 had their big game trailer event that they showed, and it definitely wowed.
Yeah, best one PlayStation's had in a while. That was really good.
Yeah.
So, does anyone have some thoughts off the bat, or you just want to talk about some of the games that we saw?
One thing that jumped right out at me is it was the digital only model, which I thought I was surprised to see PlayStation do that. Like, I know Xbox has been doing it a while, but it was nice to see that they're doing a discless version right out of the bat.
Yeah.
One would wonder. I heard some people say that they don't trust Sony with that. That the fact they're doing it is that it's like when Apple says, "Oh, we have an iPhone model that you can get for $399," and it's like it's the one with the 8 gig and the the plastic screen. But so it'd be like, oh well, the one at the disconnect $699, but you can get this other one for $599. Just a way of having.
So, in my opinion on having the whole discless and like a discless version, increase your hard drive space if you're going to have a discless version.
Yeah,
that was the only thing I thought Microsoft struck out with when they did that with the Xbox One. Is they dropped the price by something pretty insignificant, like $30 or something.
Yeah. At the time, you could actually get one with a disc in it and a couple games for the same price because it was always on sale. Yeah.
Yeah. And still the same size hard drive.
Yep.
Yeah. If you're going all digital, you need more space.
Yeah, absolutely. And if $100 off or so would be a good place to start, right? Just to see, especially when it's going to be a premium price. So.
And I think they generally. All manufacturers, at least I'm thinking, are testing the waters with this. I mean, this whole thing with digital downloads hasn't been around for a great amount of time anyways. But really, when you look at it, there's no going to use Game Store, no trades. They're making more money off of a digital download.
Absolutely.
So I think they're kind of testing the waters with this. And if they really feel that people are receptive to it, then I could see an actual big push to not having discs anymore.
Yeah,
except for Nintendo.
They'll always have a medium, right?
Yeah. They just change it every couple generations to something else, but
well, I'll go ahead, Rob.
Sorry, just one more quick thing is that the only downside I would see with the digital only is if they are going to do the backwards compatibility, that's going to be a little bit harder to do on that, right? Unless they've got a plan for it or.
Well, you the only way you'd be able to do it, I guess, is if you can access like your PS3 library from PS Plus or.
Yeah, they'd have to do some way of doing it that way, right? But
yeah, they've actually got an excellent way of doing that. Sell you the PS4 games online.
There you go.
Right, that's like the Vita and all over again. Where we're not going to make any. You can play the PSP games on here, but you got to rebuy them all. That's
yeah. They were supposed to be offering some kind of dongle that, and it had the UMD thing on it, and then it would authenticate your game, and then you could get it digitally for free on the Vita. That never happened.
Yeah, there's supposed to be an external UMD drive. And in fact, there are prototypes of it that they never did because I guess it was probably a bit of an eyesore, and I don't know what the market would have been, but I would have loved it. Would have been great. So
yeah, me too personally. I'm just still upset that they never brought Metal Gear Acid to the Vita, but that's just me.
Yep.
Well, I can just go down the list here. I had a list going of all the games that they talked about. I'll mention the ones that caught my eye. First thing, and I mean it kind of opened the show. Besides the previous game montage, they had like a Sony's greatest hits montage at the beginning there. Grand Theft Auto 5 is going to be free at launch with the PS5.
Yeah, didn't they say it was pre-installed, I think?
Yeah, expanded and enhanced.
Goody.
And then right off the bat had me squealing like a little girl, the Spider-Man Miles Morales trailer.
Yeah, it looked pretty amazing. There's a IGN kind of screwed up when they were reporting that too, because they initially responded and said that it was an expansion for the original game.
Oh.
And they had to come back later and be like, "Oh, we were wrong about that. Sorry."
And then, well, I mean, yeah, if they keep that whole universe up too, like which I imagine they're planning to do, it's pretty awesome. And then the next game that came up, I heard Rob squealing like a little girl all the way at my house.
Yep.
Gran Turismo. The Gran Turismo bit they showed with an actual campaign mode.
Yes.
This time.
Thank you.
Yeah. Not just something tacked on later.
Yeah. Well, people really like the single player part of every Gran Turismo game that's been out since the PlayStation. That's weird. It looks pretty good. Super excited about that.
Absolutely, right? And then next up they had Ratchet and Clank, A Rift Apart was the next video they showed. And wow. That was it was a little extended, right? Like that trailer, like they showed some stuff and then they had the creators come on and yeah.
Yeah, that was actually one of the longer ones, I think.
It definitely was.
Yeah, showed some gameplay.
Yes, exactly. And the gameplay was really showcasing how the hard drive kind of how the speed on that works, when they're going between the worlds and things like that. Like it was looks pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean, Sony is definitely getting their money's worth out of Insomniac. With,
sure, yeah.
Like Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank, like right at the top end of that event. Like holy, whew. I just made a note here that whole grapple pole and like jumping through the worlds in Ratchet and Clank there. Holy crap! Like,
yeah, it's good. Yeah.
The Ratchet and Clank on PS4 was one of the first games that I played on the PS4 because it was the first month that PS Plus was out, or the first month I got PS Plus. That was one of the free games was that one, and so I tried it immediately, and yeah, just great platformer, like really solid. Next up was Project Aphia from Square Enix. I don't remember a lot about that part of the trailer now. There was
they didn't show a lot. It was a pretty small.
Yeah.
It was kind of like hey, we're doing this, and then there was like some clouds.
It looked like a Tomb Raider Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
With some Final Fantasy thrown in.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
That was this is from the studio that had a large portion of development in Final Fantasy 15. This is their first project since.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Excellent. Yeah.
Next up was Stray, a robot, looked like a humanless robot future with a cat being the protagonist.
Yeah,
so
I'll buy it.
It's one of those games that's just crazy enough. It might be really, really good, right? And
exactly.
Yeah.
And then the next up, the game that everyone, I think we all scratched our head at the name of, Returnal.
Yeah.
Looked
like a great game.
It does. It really does.
Whoever came up with the name needs to.
I do like that those Groundhog Day, like kind of aesthetics, like or that style of gameplay, anyways, right?
Oh yeah.
And Worldwide Studios is making that. I'm not familiar. I don't think with any of their other IPs. So
yeah, I don't think I am either. I'm definitely interested in that one.
Yeah.
But, the name sounds like somebody trying to return something at Walmart in the bio.
Exactly right.
Yep.
Next up we had the Sackboy platformer was I think it was called A Big Adventure.
Yep.
Sackboy, A Big Adventure. Which looked great.
I played the Little Big Planet stuff and just wasn't interested in it. I don't know, it kind of fell flat with me. But this one, I'm actually interested in.
Well, I've honestly never tried any of the other ones, any of the Little Big Planets, but they look like they're kind of creative, like creative games. Like, is there a story mode in those?
What's the best way I can describe Little Big Planet? Yeah, it does have. It's a single player mode, but it's cooperative. But yeah, it was a 2D platform. It was almost like their version of a Mario game, but they decided to like really leverage on the creative aspect and the customization of your character. You can dress your Sackboy up however you want.
Yeah.
And the physics of it were really different, right? It had like a little bit of ragdoll kind of going on in it too, and it just seemed it was kind of their take, and I think they did a good job. That was one of the ones I was most excited about during this PlayStation 5 release, actually. So.
Yeah, no, it looked really good.
Yeah, like Super Mario 3D World with Sackboy, right? That was kind of the gist of it there, and by Sumo Digital, makers of Sonic not Sonic Transformed, the new one, Sonic Team Racing.
Oh.
One of my favorite new games.
So Worldwide Studios is actually Sony. It's their big studio. It's the one that runs Sucker Punch, Naughty Dog.
Oh.
So just to go back to Returnal. To return to Returnal.
To return to Returnal.
I'd like to returnal this.
After Sackboy there, we had Destruction All-Stars, which looks like it might be an attempt to mix Rocket League and Fortnite. That's what I kind of got.
Oh, you nailed it,
yeah. Like, that's exactly what I'm like, oh, this looks like a Rocket League. Oh, and the characters look like they're right out of Fortnite. So,
Yeah, that just didn't grab me.
No, it kind of looked like one of the games, when you bought a new system and you're in the store and they're sold out of the other games you want, but they have a couple of these.
Yeah.
Although, I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun watching streamers play that game. That's kind of what I got out of it, is that it'd be really popular with them.
You mean the store was sold out of the Twisted Metal game that doesn't exist, so you had to buy Destruction All-Stars?
See, I've wondered about that. Like, why has no one made a Twisted Metal, a brand new Twisted Metal? But
no.
What a great reveal that would have been during this event.
Yep.
When was the last Twisted Metal game?
Way too long.
Black.
Way too long.
That'd be PlayStation 2, right? Twisted Metal Black?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's way too long. They definitely need to give that IP some love.
Yeah, we're giving them a home run here. Come on.
Sony, if you're listening, and you're not. But if you were.
Yeah.
After Destruction All-Stars, they had Kena Bridge of Spirits. Does anyone remember that one?
Yeah, they had the little black fuzzy Pikmin ones.
The little Pikmin dudes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Looked right. Cute.
Yeah, that was made by the two brothers. They were a film studio, or they had their
Ember
Lab. Yeah.
Ember Lab, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I do remember that one though. That did look good.
Looked interesting. Yeah.
Absolutely.
After that, we had Goodbye Volcano High from Co-op Studios.
That one? I don't remember that one at all.
It was like the teenager coming of age cartoon
Anime.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I walked away to get water during that one. I did actually.
Yeah, it's there for the market that the other games might not be reaching for, right? So good to have it. I mean, if Life is Strange is one of those games that kind of came out of nowhere and everyone loved, and it kind of looks like it might be Life is Strange with dinosaurs. So.
Yeah.
After that one, we had a real surprise to a lot of people, Oddworld Soulstorm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's been a good while for Oddworld too, as well, eh?
Yeah. And it looked great. I can't deny that. It looked like a lot of fun. Like, it looked like you were gathering up prisoners and trying to help them escape, and kind of a reverse Pikmin where you just had them following you and you had to keep them safe.
Yeah, I heard someone say it's a lot like Lemmings, where you have to get the Oddworld inhabitants to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
You never played Abe's Odyssey back in the day?
No, I can't say
that. No, I watched.
Okay, so that's kind of what this is. This is a sequel to Abe's Odyssey, which is a PlayStation 2 game? PlayStation 2? Can't remember. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the game Flashback. Remember Flashback? Yeah. And it was kind of in that sense of scale and scope, where you move, screen to screen, but you have puzzles to solve along the way. You gain weapons. He used to be able to possess people and take over their bodies, do all kinds of cool stuff. And I was pretty excited for that one because that game was innovative as hell. And I can only imagine what another few decades of development can do for something like that. So
yeah, that could be interesting. I actually remember seeing that game in the store. And it was either that or Burnout 3 Takedown, and I bought Burnout.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Still one of my favorite racing games.
Yeah.
I've definitely heard lots of good things about Abe's Odyssey. Like that's been one that's definitely trickled down over the years. But yeah, I've never partook. After Oddworld there, Ghostwire Tokyo, which had me looking through my fingers the entire. But man, if that game's not a VR game, like that
Sure,
definitely seems like, yeah. Looks scary as heck, and
yeah, like every Japanese horror trope was in that.
yeah,
was in the game.
Well, I just eat that stuff up, so I was like, yeah. Like, yep, that was one I'm buying.
Next we had Jet the Far Shore. Is that the?
Yeah.
Was that the bug eating game?
No,
that was a different
Bug
one.
Snacks.
Yeah, Bug Snacks.
This is the one where it had like like they were kind of walked into this, like they were like colonial guys wearing colonial hats, and then there were a set of hands, and then they got in this ship and went off into space.
Oh,
and
yeah. It looks super artistic and stylistic.
That's a way of putting it. Yeah, that's
yeah.
It's art.
Definitely arty. Yeah.
Okay. No, yeah, just the little mentions like that just helps trigger this old memory. But yeah, I definitely remember that now. And seeming kind of intrigued by it. It looked like it'd be a nice slow-paced, like, adventure game, right? Then we saw some footage from Godfall from Gearbox Games. And yeah. It's like
that's kind of the gist of what everyone's thinking here. I was it's a game. Yeah.
Yep. It's a game. Yeah.
And that was one of the things they showed off first. Yeah. And we're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be the big thing on PlayStation. And when they showed it, it was just kinda like, eh.
Because it's definitely a launch title, right? Like
I'm just not feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, every launch has to have their version of Rise, right? But
did any of you guys actually play that?
No.
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
You don't want to. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. So from the makers of Hyperlight Drifter, the next game was my writing was horrible here. Solar
Ash, right?
Ash.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense than ASN, which is what it.
It could have been Rash.
I'm like, Rash.
Solar Rash.
Yeah. Okay.
It's that booty.
What do you guys think of that?
It looked good. Like, it looked interesting anyways, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of reminded me a little bit of I think it was almost like a Dead Cells aesthetic, at least from the art direction, kind of neon, yeah, looks cool. Yeah.
Hitman 3 was the next thing.
Oh yeah.
I've been wanting to play these new 1 and 2 like that are out on current gen, and just I think I got them both on PS Plus actually. They've just been sitting in my library. I haven't got around to them. I've heard good things, that the reboot of the franchise was quite successful. So,
because I played that one, I can't even remember what it's called now. The one where you could download all the chapters, and you had to like pay for each chapter. It's the one they did very recently. I cannot remember what it's called.
I think it's 2. I think it was like Hitman 2. Yeah.
And I wasn't overly impressed with I loved Hitman, but that just didn't do it for me. And the chapters are very, very short, and just seemed kind of lackluster, and like they were kind of just thrown together. It's like, oh yeah, here's another downloadable piece, here's another here's another one, and I've never been a fan of that. The only one that really did work was Resident Evil Revelations, the second one where you could download the chapters. They were worth paying for. It was really good.
Something else in my back catalog that I'll probably never get to, unfortunately.
It's on the Switch.
Yeah, I know. I watch for it to go on sale all the time. Next we had Astro's Playroom, which was Astrobot from Astrobot Rescue Mission, and I've heard that this is actually another title that's going to be preloaded on the PS5.
Yep.
Right off the bat.
Yeah, you bet. And looks like you can actually play it without the VR, which is going to be nice for a lot of people who didn't get a chance to try it. But it would definitely play really well in just a regular old screen. So
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looks like a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a game.
Yeah.
Before I forget, I was going to say, what's up with this preloading? It's like usually when they sell games in a bundle, the physical copies of the games actually come with the bundle. Yeah. So is this preloading a way to actually like save money by putting digital copies on them rather than including the actual physical games? Just a thought.
I don't know. Because, so when I bought my PS4, I got the Battlefront 2 edition. It came with a physical copy of the game. But my Xbox One was the Gears 4 edition. And it came with Gears 4, Halo, Master Chief Collection, and one other game. And it was just all digital copies of it. So, I don't know. I mean, it is cheaper to do.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, it's just I meant to ask about that when we actually saw that they were preloaded and then kind of forgot, so you just reminded me right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
We're all falling asleep here, or?
Yeah, we're running a little long here. We only got a couple more games, and then we'll Little Devil Inside was the next game after Astro's Playroom. And now that game looked like it was it kept showing cutscenes between an old man and like a young adventurer type. It looked like stuff the old man was doing was affecting the world of the adventurer. So I don't know. It could be interesting.
Yeah, it was intriguing.
Next up was NBA 2K21 or 21. I don't know. 21, is that how the kids say it?
Yeah, I've watched a lot of reaction videos of people watching these, and every single one of them was like, "Oh, NBA 2K, cool, that's great." Yeah. Sports. Look how realistic he's sweating. That's great.
Yeah.
Why is he wet? Yeah. I'm like, why are you so wet? Super weird. Yeah.
Yep.
It's the ultralistic real 3D audio wetness on the PlayStation 5.
Well, then they redeemed themselves with the next one, Bug Snacks, which looks bat poop crazy, we'll say. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah.
But it looks like it's a lot of fun, right? Like, looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
From the creators of Octodad, which is a lot of fun in itself.
Yeah. Ridiculous premises. That's kind of their thing. Yeah.
And then again, I heard a little squeal out of Rob for this next one. They show that Demon Souls was.
I've never played any of those games.
No.
It's cool they're doing it, but I'm not nearly good enough to play any of those games.
Oh.
But it's definitely something that I know lots of people have been clamoring for. Like Demon Souls was the one that kept getting ignored.
Yeah.
Never got a sequel, never got any attention. So people seeing that remade they're pretty excited about.
Oh yeah, it is for hardness. It is like right up there with Dark Souls. Like it will it will punish you, but Demon Souls is pretty decent.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Right on.
Then Bethesda's entry in the list here was a Deathloop, which looked a lot like what the other one here? Oh, Returnal. Looked a lot like Returnal, but same premise. Like I think they're really realizing people like the whole uh, roguelite mechanic. You know, like being like dying and just repeating the levels over, but building yourself up, and then you can choose the way you build yourself up, and they've definitely realized that people are liking that, so they're doubling down on it. I mean, this one looked good, looked stylish. Kind of had a different premise. You were a hitman. You had to go and kill, what was it, 6 or 8 different,
8 people.
8 people, and but there was another hitman chasing you too, and
It all had like a grindhouse appeal, or a grindhouse look to it too, right? It was pretty cool.
It was kind of getting a House of the Dead Overkill flashbacks.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. And then Resident Evil, is that 8?
Yep. Yeah, 8 Village.
8 Village, yeah.
I got to get close to the mic for this one. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just another entry in the series there. Can't wait. After that was Pragmata, and I need a little reminder of that one.
Guy in a suit, robot cat, end up on the moon.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a normal little day in
meets the ghost girl, and like the world flies up, and he floats to the moon,
and then they said something about freedom at the end.
Yeah.
But was that the cat from Stray?
It might have been.
Oh, continuity.
And then they ended out the show with clips of Horizon for Forbidden West, which I didn't I put 20 hours into Horizon Zero Dawn, but I played that right after playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and I had a lot of trouble getting around the menus in Horizon Zero Dawn. They just felt old compared to Red Dead's. But I might have to go back and give it another try. Just a lot of people, but maybe it's just a game that wasn't for me. But I don't know.
I put about 20 hours in too, and then just kind of was like,
Well, I also kind of hit a point after the menus of not really knowing where I was supposed to go next or do next at that point in the game. I was like, yeah. So, yeah. So overall, what was everyone's thoughts on that event?
So, I was actually super stoked. I was so stoked that I actually watched it again. I watched it a second time after. I wanted to just kind of see if once that I was, had more time to digest what I had just saw. But then over the weekend, I kind of did a touch of digging because I was curious. I'm like, how many of these are actually exclusive? And there's only 8 that are actually exclusive. Not including, including we have timed releases as well. So Astro's Playroom, Gran Turismo 7, Horizon, Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank, Returnal, Sackboy, and Destruction All-Stars. The rest you can play on PC or potentially a time release on another console. And I thought that was interesting. And it kind of put things in a little bit of a different frame for me. I thought that
definitely.
was worth passing on. Just kind of when I look at that list and I'm like, oh, okay, well, this kind of makes me look at Microsoft and see, well, what are you guys going to do? I have my list here for PlayStation and I'm really excited about it, but this isn't as robust as I thought it was when I first watched the event. Yeah. There's a lot of solid games like Ghostwire. Like I'm not even a horror game guy and I really want to play Ghostwire, but I'm like, that's you can play that on PC at the same time when it comes out. So I'm like, interesting. Yeah, it kind of makes me think in a different way.
Yeah, when you brought that up, excuse me, when you brought that up this afternoon,
Yeah.
I was just kind of going. It was like when I was just going,
Mm.
and then I had to rethink it, like you did, and say, well, is what I want really, necessary for the PlayStation 5 purchase right away? And then I was like, no, it's kind of not.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, so it makes me looking forward to July, and we got. It's kind of cool that we've got this far talking about the PlayStation 5 and we haven't mentioned the console itself once, because that's what we were all waiting for. And then we see it and we're just like, yeah, okay, whatever. What about the games? And yeah, I think that's kind of funny. But anyways, that's my 2 cents.
No, that's super interesting because you would think the way they're presented that a lot more were exclusive.
Yeah, there was. They've edited the Project Athia, because initially during the event it was like designed exclusively for the PlayStation 5. But now if you go to the trailer for that game, they've changed that. The word exclusively has been removed.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting because it was also supposedly coming to to PC as well. And I wouldn't doubt it if it was a timed exclusive. And I guess this kind of boils it down to how do we feel about timed exclusives, really? Interesting. Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. Exactly. If I were a developer, I wouldn't like a timed exclusive, especially for a new IP. Like if we're looking at Deathloop, for instance, that's a new Bethesda IP. Wouldn't it be better to have as many people trying to play it right off the bat as possible? It could damage that IP, in my opinion. But it's interesting. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
I definitely agree.
But I mean,
sorry, go ahead. No, it's okay. I got a little lag here.
Yeah, Xbox did it with Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I thought that was kind of weird too. It felt like, yeah, you can play it first on Xbox. I'm like, okay, so people that want to buy it, that have a different console, they're not going to rush out and buy a console. They're going to wait. They're just going to wait and play it on what they want to play it on.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, we'll definitely have to see what Xbox brings to the table.
Yeah.
Because.
And who's going to bite first, or who's going to throw their hand in first for the price? It seems like they're just each waiting each other out, and it's.
Yeah. Well, I read a little article today where the Sony's president, I guess it got listed as like $6.99 American on a site
PlayAsia, right? It was PlayAsia.
Yeah, PlayAsia site. Yeah, but he said, that's not the final price. That's just just to give people an idea of what they might have to pay.
Yeah, it was like a placeholder kind of thing.
Yeah.
I still think the Xbox is going to come in under what the PlayStation is, and as we had talked about before, we were all kind of stoked for PlayStation 5, and this whole event and what Damon brought to light has kind of changed my decisions. I might actually get a lot of those titles on PC and put off the PlayStation 5 purchase at this point.
I don't think it's going to be cheap.
No.
No.
I don't think it's going to be cheap.
No, and Canadian price with tax, we're gonna. I think it's going to be pushing almost $1,000. And I know that's kind of crazy to say, but I can't imagine it being any less than that.
Yeah.
And at $6.99 Canadian plus the taxes,
it's going to be up there,
like $800+.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think once these launch, we'll definitely our podcast will not be so new centric at that time. We'll definitely because I don't know, like, I don't think I'll be getting it right at launch.
Yeah. And I figured, amongst the four of us, I figured that was kind of going to change our view with the price and after this whole reveal.
Yeah. So that's just me.
Way to bring everything down, Damon.
That was weird. My watch went off at the same time, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I think I sent a message. It was the list of which games are exclusive at launch, which ones are timed exclusives. But it's interesting, but I guess this all boils down to marketing, right? Like it's That's how we're being marketed. So
yeah. Rob, what are your thoughts on the event?
Oh, I thought they did a great job of stoking it. I saw a lot of hatred for the design of the PlayStation 5, but I really like it, honestly. Like,
yeah,
because they went for something, like I know most people won't care one way or the other. It'll sit in the thing and just look there, but just kind of reminded me when consoles used to try and look a little different, like when the 360 came out. I thought I kind of compared it to that, where the 360 was kind of sleek and it had curves and it wasn't just a box, right?
yeah.
So I really like that. Uh, boy, there are some great exclusives, like I mean the Ratchet and Clank and the Gran Turismo and things like that. But like Damon's saying, it's is there anything there that's I need to get it because I need this game? Like maybe Horizon would be the closest, but they really could have. I was really surprised, honestly. Like I joked about it before, but something that they tried to make like a system seller, like a new Crash Bandicoot or something like Last of Us 2, if it had been an exclusive, would have been a system seller too, right? Like something.
I agree. I think that would have been a system seller. Yeah.
But there's not that game in here that I think is something that people will buy because they desperately want this game.
So the only thing that would make me want to buy it off the bat is Spider-Man. Yeah, like the PS4 one was so awesome, and they're saying it's going to be released in 2020. So is it?
They're saying holiday 2024. Like that would make it a launch title if it stays on target. Which I mean,
yeah,
that's been a real thing.
I read something and it kind of makes sense with how IGN posted the snafu there when they said it was a expansion. I heard maybe it began as an expansion, and sometimes they just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it's like, it's its own game now. And so I think that might that's just hearsay. I'm not too sure, but it's plausible, anyways.
Yeah, that's definitely plausible. I mean, now that they're kind of branching off into the whole Spider-Verse, I'm telling you, I still want to see some Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham. Man. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, Brent, did you have any other thoughts?
Not offhand. I mean, I like the look of it. I gotta say, I do like the look of it. They went for something different. They're really, I think going the Apple route of trying to, make it a piece of art, but also a serious gaming machine. But I don't know. It just seems like through all of this, like the last 6 months and the reveal and everything, I have this deep gut feeling that they just have not played this right, like in the way like Nintendo or Xbox has been doing. They just haven't played it right, and I mean it's exciting. I was excited to see it. I was completely wowed by the whole event, but after the bit of wow factor went away, because I gotta say they did put on a damn good show.
Yes,
they really, really did.
Yeah.
But after that wow factor went away, I'm just thinking, do I really need to invest in this right now? No, I can get these. And then after Damon had brought that up this afternoon, I was just like, no, I can, I don't have to spend that. I can play it on my PC. I can buy it on my Xbox, which I already own. And, don't have to go out and spend the $800 just to play 1 or 2 games, at least, right away.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a weird time. Like, it's such a big jump. Like, every new console is a big jump in price, but this is a big jump.
Oh.
Like,
I mean, I think it'll be right up there with the PS3. No joke.
Yeah.
Which is kind of unfortunate, and how I was saying that, I just don't feel that Sony's handled things right this time. I mean, I can see that they want to. I can see that they've, put a lot of work into the system. It's just, again, as Damon was saying, it's the marketing. They just haven't played it all out right. At least that's my kind of gut feeling on it.
Well, there's a huge cat and mouse game going on right now, and neither company wants to be the first one to say this is how much it's going to be.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if when this does, kind of drop, when they do drop the price, if they're going to all of a sudden, introduce these other new games that are going to be the system sellers. It's like, here's the price, and here's why you're going to want to buy one.
They might have to.
Yep. And I'm it's like saying that for both systems.
Yeah.
Because Microsoft, still hasn't really talked about a lot of their games either, which of course, we'll see in July.
No first-party game other than Halo Infinite. That's the only thing.
Halo's going to be the big one, yeah.
My prediction on that is their event is going to be mind-blowing. I honestly think so, because they've bought up all these other developers to put under their banner, and it's gonna be huge, and I think it's gonna be pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, it's like they're talking about like taking State of Decay, which I already love. I played the first one, I played the second one. They're talking about Undead Labs is talking about turning it, keeping the game as it is, but also kind of introducing full MMO aspects in it and making it like a Days Gone, DayZ kind of survival MMO, but still keep the same aesthetics and mechanics as State of Decay. And if they do that, just wow.
Yeah.
These things are going to be big.
Well, I think we're all wowed sufficiently, and then, had a little come down after the PS5 event there. But I think if there's a good place to kind of end on it. Maybe we can stew on it a little more. Next time we get together, we can talk about it a little more.
Indeed.
I'm just going to, I think we'll round her up here because we're hitting the hour 45 mark. And
Yep. And actually, by the time we all get together again, the Xbox event will probably have happened.
Yeah, that's true, right?
A month away. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us on our usual show and then discussion of the PS5 event. We're the Grumpy Old Gamers. You can check us out at thegrumpyoldgamers.com. And check us out on Facebook. Just look up the Grumpy Old Gamers. Lots of activity going on there. And other than that, have a good evening, everybody.
Indeed. Have a good one.
Have a good night, folks. Take care.